Hello, my name's Adam Clark, and I'm here from Yokohama International School.
Hi, I'm Katie Vance, also Yokohama International School.
And what we wanted to talk about today was just our school's involvement with Tokyo Pride March and how that supports the work that we're doing in the LGBTQ plus community as allies and also as members of the community. So Pride was what, 10 days ago?
Yeah.
And we had quite a turnout this year.
We had a little more than 90 community members from our school, including parents, teachers, kids, students, and then students from other international schools joined us as well, including UWC ISAC up in Karuizawa.
Yep, and so it's the third year that we've done it. I think it's been running for quite a bit longer actually in Tokyo, but it's really growing in a huge way every year. I think the first year we did it, there were maybe 4,000 people marching, and then last year there's about 7,000 people marching, and this year we were among 11,000 people marching. So every year it just builds more and more momentum in Tokyo, which is a really exciting thing to be a part of. How do you think that supports the work that we're doing with the students in the LGBTQ plus club, human rights club that we have here?
I think it's pretty exciting. We were just talking the other day with kids about how just by virtue of having this club and doing events, they're representing to other students in the community that there is a safe place in this school and people that they can talk to if they feel like they might be a member of the LGBT community or if they have questions about it. So to bring them to this massive event with, I feel like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people
in the crowd, right?
In the crowd, and to have them walk through the streets of Tokyo and be applauded and meet all sorts of people from all around the world that are excited to celebrate this. This really helps them understand that whether they're an ally or a member of the LGBTQ community, they're part of something so much larger than just what we're doing here at school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's also been really nice, I think, very affirming, not only to be a part of that, about that event, but also to have the school just be so, in a way, appropriately proud of the involvement that we have. So really universal support from, for instance, the senior leadership team or from the communications department. So for the students to see us marching at Pride on one of the posters outside the school, advertising what we do in education, I think that's also been really powerful for them. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but the idea of, yes, it does raise awareness, but when we're thinking about how you take action, this is one of the things that just by marching, actually, it's a form of strong advocacy and action, because it's really making a stand. I think to have 11,000 people march through the streets of Tokyo with, like Katie said, tens of thousands of people participating in really kind of a festival atmosphere down at the park there, I think that really makes a statement to both Japan and hopefully to the world that it's just a much more open, it's a much more tolerant environment than we've ever had. And,
especially in a country where gay marriage still isn't legal, right? There's only a few prefectures in the whole country that allow same-sex partnerships on a really low level. So this is being part of that larger movement that Japan is starting to work towards, which is really exciting.
One of the things we were talking about too is how Pride unites our community. And it's for me anyway, I don't know your reflections, but one of the things I love about it is that I'm really doing something quite positive, and it's so simple actually. We walk through the streets of Tokyo with our students, and obviously there's some really nice conversations that happen as part of that, but we're all part of this same movement, and it's very much an equalizer. It's a very equal playing field. We play some role in terms of organization, but it really just, I don't know, it brings us together just as people united around one common interest and passion.
Yeah, and I mean, there were definitely things we had to do to make this happen, but it's not impossible. I wouldn't even go so far as to say it was hard. The kids met in the weeks leading up to the parade to make signs and posters and other decorative things so that they could fit in and be part of the rainbow explosion on that day.
That's true.
We've been doing a lot of work this year with Amnesty International, focusing, of course, on their LGBT work around the world, but all sorts of human rights work. And so we ended up partnering up with them and marching in the parade with their group. For the Tokyo Pride Parade, you do have to be part of a larger organization to partner up with, so we worked with them. But really, it was just a nice day to bring all sorts of people from, we had a 2-year-old son of one of our teachers and several elementary school students, lots of middle school and high school students.
Parents, families walking with us. It really just pull in all the people that are passionate about the same thing in just an ultra positive way, which is quite nice.
If other people are going to do this, what do you think they need to think about?
One of the things that I think works for us quite well here is it is Tokyo, and Japan is famous for its safety and its cleanliness. It's not to say that Pride doesn't have some interesting edges to it, but it's all within, I think, reason for what we could consider bringing students to without having any concerns. You know, I think, yes, there's definitely risque outfits, but beyond that, like, I don't see anything that really, and even then the kids seem to roll with it just fine. So yeah, in terms of the safety factor, Tokyo Pride might be a bit unique in that way. I think it probably is, but that makes it work.
I've been to quite a few prides around the world, and you know, there are some that definitely I'd be like, yeah, we should bring kids to this, and others where the party side of it out in public is a little bit too much to be bringing your high school students to. But this is a great, I recommend going to the Pride Parade first in your community, participating in it, getting involved in the community, connecting with other organizations, and seeing if this is something that your kids could be involved in.
Yeah, excellent. In terms of anything else in school to get people involved with, it has been really helpful to have the support of our senior leadership team to know that actually this is going to be seen as a very positive thing. So we have a big banner that we march with. It's got our school logo on it that has been rainbowified, so that it definitely shows our alliance with Pride. And to know that that's going to be sort of universally supported around the school, and not only just supported, but actually promoted as an aspect of our community, that's been I think essential in terms of our own. I think, you know, as a teacher or a counselor, like my professionalism has been bolstered by that kind of support, and with commitment as well.
And we even had members of our admin team marching with us this
True.
year, so
Yeah.
it's we have been really supported. And part of the reason why too is because we didn't just come out and say we want to march in Pride. We've been working with this group for this is the third year we've had. Well, the group's been around for over 10 years, right?
That's true. Yeah.
And it's the third year we've marched in Pride. We've really had a huge growth in the group recently in the last few years, and they've been doing a lot of activism and raising awareness around the community. So it's a good way to get your kids and your colleagues involved in a really important human rights issue of our time.
Yep. And then the last thing is probably just missing from this conversation is the students. Actually, we've talked about them a lot, but they are incredibly active. I think, yes, we contribute a lot of energy to it, and they are every bit as invested, if not more so, as a group in really making things happen. So, yeah, get the students involved and see what their input is too.